Hearts Galore Corner to Corner blanket tutorial. So we finished off with row 20, so now we're going to move on to row 21. And I am on the wrong side. All right. So you want your project facing that way. Alrighty, so to begin row 21, we are going to do 7 white blocks. So let's chain 5, 3 half double crochet, I'm curious to know how you guys are liking the tutorial first. Did you find part number 1 easy to follow? Did I go too fast? It's always good to get some feedback from you guys so I could tweak anything that's not working. Alright, so I turned my work. Alright, try to find some words here. Turned my work, and now we're going to do 6 more blocks. So that's 2 white, 3, oops, my white is tangled with my pink. 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white. All right. Zoom in here a little bit. Okay. So remember, when we're changing into another color, we're going to go behind that block and do that slip stitch with the new color. All right. Chain 2, 3 half double crochets, and then you can go in the front for the rest. So you want a total of 11 pink blocks. Alright, so I did complete my 11 blocks. 11. So now we're going to do 3 white. So white behind, going behind that white, and do your chain 2 and 3 half double crochets, so you should have a total of 3 white blocks. Here we go. So that was row 21. So for row 22, we're going to do 4 white blocks. So we're going to chain 5, half double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook, and turn your work. So now we need 3 more white blocks. So 1, 2, 3. So that will equal 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to do 10 pink blocks. So going behind that pink, give that white a tug, and do your sequence. So we want to do 10 pink blocks. So do the 10 and I'll be right back. So I completed 10 pink squares. So I'm going to go behind that pink block, pull that white through, give it a nice tug, and do your sequence. We're going to do 8 white blocks to finish up row 22. And now you can go on the front. So do 8 white blocks. I completed 8 white blocks, and that ended row 22. So now we're going to do row 23 with 8 white blocks. So chain 5, do your 3 half double crochets, and turn your work into the white. Oh yeah, see right here, you can kind of see, because this is sticking out, I probably chained too many. So let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you can catch them and correct them. There we go. That's sitting nicely. Alrighty, so we want 8 white blocks. This is number 2. So come on back once you've completed 8. So I completed my 8 white blocks. I did have to add another bobbin there because I ran out. So now we're going to do 11 pink. So we're going to go into that white. I do want to work over, this tail. I'll just weave it in later. Okay, so go behind, grabbing that pink, pulling it through, and do your sequence. So sometimes if you don't pull hard enough on the 2 colors when you're doing a switch, sometimes that happens where you can kind of see, like there's no join here, but there is here. So that just means I didn't pull it tight enough when I was connecting it. So just keep that in mind when you're doing the switches. So that's 2. Same with these joins too. You kind of want them to be a little tight too. but not too tight because you don't want your yarn to start bunching or buckling. Alright, so do 11 pink squares, blocks. So I did my 10 pink squares. So now we're going to do 9 white. So we're going to go behind the pink and slip stitch the white, chain 2, 3 half double crochets, and then you can go into the front. So you want to do 9 white squares. 9 white squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that was row 24. So now for row 25, we're going to do 9 white squares. So chain 5, and do 3 half double crochets, and turn your work. You can also turn your work first if you want to. This is just like the way that I do it. But yeah, you don't have to like chain first and then turn. You could turn and then chain. It doesn't really make a difference. So we're gonna do 9 white, nine white squares done. So now we're going to do 10 pink. So going behind your white and grabbing that pink. So do 10 pink. 10 pink squares done. You should have one left there. Going behind your pink and bringing your white through and giving that pink a tug. Just make sure it's nice and snug. And do your sequence. So we're going to do 6 white squares to end row 25. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was row 25. So row 26, we're going to do 7 white squares. So I'll show you that it doesn't make a difference. So I'm going to turn first, and then I'm going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're just going to do your 3 half double crochets, so you have it there. I just like doing the chain first, doing your half double crochets and then turning. Again, totally up to you, personal preference. Alright, so that was one block. Two. Three. We want to do 7. 4. 5. 6. 7. So now we're gonna go behind the pink, slip stitch, pull on that white. We're gonna do 9 pink squares. Nine pink squares done. We're gonna end row 26 with 10 white squares. So go behind your pink, bring that white through, I think it would look so pretty if you did this blanket with like maybe like fluffy pink for the hearts, or you can do the white, like your main color, in like that velvet yarn. I mean, it'd be a pretty heavy blanket, so it might even become like a weighted blanket, but I think that would be so neat. So just keep doing your white squares and have a total of 10. So 10 white squares for row 26. So for row 27, we are going to be adding in another bobbin. So it's going to get a little tricky. So what I want you to do is just undo the last stitch that you did on block or on square 10, and I want you to grab your light pink and finish that square with that pink color. And then just clip away the white one here. And then you're going to do your sequence, so chain 5, 5, your 3 half double crochets, so now we're going to really start adding in some bobbins here. It is going to get a little complicated, but I know you guys got it. You can do it. Okay, and then turn your work. Okay, so for row 27 we're going to do 6, sorry, let me get that white out of the way. We're going to do 6 pink squares. So we're going to go behind all of these white ones because it is a new color. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now you're going to need a white bobbin. We're going to go behind. We're going to add on our new color. Well, not new, but we're going to add in our white. Chain 2. And we're going to do 4 white squares. And this is how you can work over that tail too. So that's 2. Three, 4. So now we're going to go back to pink. Go behind your white. Pull through. Make sure you give it a good tug. We're going to do 7, nope, yes, 7 pink squares. Seven pink squares done. So now I'm going to do 10 white. Now, completely up to you guys on how comfortable you feel about doing this. I will usually bring this whole thing over and work over top of it, because we need to do 10 white squares. So you can either start a new bobbin or you can bring this one over. I'm going to bring it over, and I'm just going to make sure I have quite a bit of slack for while I work over the tail here. So make sure that pink is nice and tight. That slip stitch is tight. It's not really tight. And you're just going to work over. So that's one. Now if you put that behind, because we are still working behind, and then just give it a little tug there. So we're still working behind that color. That's two. And then into there. So there. So yeah, you can definitely bring it over if you'd like. If you're not confident yet on doing that, you can always just like cut off that white one and just move it over to the spot that you are. So again, we want 10 white squares to end row 27. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It looks like our heart is, that's the one hump, and then we're going to be doing this second hump. All right. So that was row 27. Chain 5. Three half double crochets, and turn your work. Okay, so now for row 28, we're just going to do 10 white squares. Ten squares done. So now we're going to do 7 pink, sorry, I added more yarn to this bobbin. Not a big deal. Just hide it. One thing I like about corner to corner is you can hide little imperfections. Seven pink squares done. So now we're going to do 4 white, so 1, 2, 3, 4, gonna do 7 pink, and that will end row 28. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for row 29, we are going to be adding in another bobbin. So we're going to do 8 pink squares. So chain 5. And turn. So you can actually cut off this white one here. All right. So we're going to do 8 pink squares. So that's 2. Eight pink squares. So now we're going to do 3 white, still going behind. So 1, 2, 3. Going behind, gonna do 7 pink, 'So I did 7 pink squares. So now we're going to do 7 white. And I need another bobbin. Make sure you guys have quite a bit of bobbins of white and pink. One, two, three, 4. Five. 6. 7. So we're going to bring in a pink. So remember, going behind and slip stitching. So we're going to do 4 pink squares going behind the white. And there's 4 pink. and that was row 29. So for row 30, we're going to do 8 pink. So we're going to do 5, chain 5, turn your work. That's 2. Three, 4, 5, 5. So we're going to carry this white one with us. So unclip it so it makes it easier, because we do need to do, so we're at 5, we need 8, and then after that's going to be white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the white behind. Okay, so I'm just pushing it behind, and I'm kind of tucking it. So when I go behind that white and bring it over, I'm tucking it, if that makes sense. Yes, you can see it here, but in your overall project, you're not really going to notice it. You can also give it like a little tug if you really want to hide it. And then you're going to do your cluster, but when you do that, have the white sitting kind of on top here and working over top of it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now the white's just going to like sit on top, kind of, as you're doing this. And one more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if you think that that's a little too hard for you to advance, you can always just cut off the white bobbin and just add it in here. Like I would totally understand if you did that. Totally up to you. So now we're gonna go into our white and do 3 white squares. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 7 pink, 'So I did 7 pink squares. So now we're going to do 3 white, 2, and 3. To end row 30, we're going to do 9 pink squares. Alright, so I'm doing my last square here for row 30, and then I will be ending the video. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, so far, like, we've got a lot done, I find. This is 30 rows. See if I can, here we go. So when you look at the blanket like this, you're almost done your first square, like your first heart. And then we're starting another one up here and another one down here. It's looking so good. I'm proud of you for staying with it, and I can't wait to like see how this becomes. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys are still enjoying this. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments down below. And don't forget to check out my TikTok. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Love it if we caught up there as well. And I will see you guys in the next part. Have a good evening, morning, night, whatever time it is where you are, and I'll see you guys later.